It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here and this is episode number 204 of our podcast where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too. Don't forget. We brew coffee from a little coffee roaster in Houston, Texas. Bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Texas cinnamon.
Because it's also good, warm, and toasty. And if you're not drinking Texas cinnamon coffee from bright and early, you're missing out. We have a code CWTCL 15 for 15% off all bagged coffee. Where should everybody go to get this?
brightandearlycoffee.com.
And if you like K-Cups, go over to Amazon and follow them on social media. Are you ready to yeehaw? Sip some of this Texas cinnamon coffee and chat?
I am. But first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today. Brr!
Yeah, it got chilly. It got chilly quickly, I know.
It did exactly as I said. It went hot to cold, just like cold to hot.
Not to poke a hole in your powers of prophecy over there, but that's been our pattern the last couple years.
Because I'm right.
You are right.
It's just like yesterday at Ella's game, I did start multiple clapping. Like clapping for different things.
Well, I'm glad you had the power to make people clap. I think that's very important.
I got that power.
Well, we're getting towards the end of October. Usually it's cold by now. I mean, historically. But the last few years, it's taken, I don't know, I think, again, end of October, beginning of November before really cold sets in.
I know. And I'm at the point where I want a hard freeze because I want whatever's in the runs to just kill off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I want that hard freeze to just, let's just kill anything that's in there. I got chickens that are molting, not feeling well because of the molt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not fun.
I'm attempting a couple more rounds of some things from my gardens. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm attempting another crop of potatoes.
Nice.
A couple of things. And this is the time of year when you start thinking about birds for next year. Because in November, pre-order opens for a bunch of hatcheries.
Oh, in a few weeks. Yeah.
So what you
Me?
are in a place where your flock is balanced.
Yes. You.
So, are you sticking with it? You're not getting any more chickens next year?
I'm not getting any more chicks this year. This year, I'm not getting chicks. I'm at a happy, balanced place in my flock. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm going to be just having my girls that I have and my boy.
Yes.
Just for now. And, you know, it's enough chickens for me right now.
It's a good place to be, a balanced flock. I'm not adding to my chickens either next year. I will be getting some ducks.
Yes.
And then the following year, I'll probably try some quail.
You are planning out in advance, man.
Well, the thing is...
Did you run this by Pete?
I've told Pete like 10 times I want quail, but not now. So he knows what that means.
That means 2 years.
That means about 2 years.
You start 2 years out, like prepping him.
Yeah.
Like just to let you know, you're good right now. But in about 2 years, you're going to be out there in a quail place.
But I think if we're totally honest, because you've had chickens, 12, 13 years?
Long time, man.
I've had chickens like 23 years or whatever.
Long time, man.
It's very easy to go overboard. And that's with any of the animals. Like it's very easy to get too many sheep.
I've kept it always in the 20s. Like I've never gone over that. And that's where I am right now.
Right.
And I feel like for me, the way that I treat every single chicken, that's enough on my plate to have, you know, like you have to pick that spot where you have your boundaries.
It's more than enough to feed your family and to give away because we both like gifting eggs.
Yeah.
It's more than enough for that. And this is sad, but this is reality about having a flock for a long time. You will start to lose them to attrition.
Right.
And maybe in a year or two, you'll be ready to get some more.
Age. I mean, they get older and older. And the thing is, like the other day, I had to laugh. I got 0 eggs. because
me
of the
too.
molting that's going on.
Me too. Hard molting.
A big 0.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody's like, oh, can I have eggs? So I was like, there are days right now where I'm getting 0.
Yeah. Right now is the worst part.
But you need them the most for fall baking.
Exactly. So I'm getting eggs several times a week from Dame Judy Dench, who is my new leg bar.
Yeah.
And she is a really nice little layer. And I'm getting a white egg from one of the Andalusians here and there.
Me too.
And I'm getting a brown egg from someone in the Brahma coop, though I don't know who. And that's it. Even the Nankins aren't laying right now.
The only one laying in the one big flock is Rosemary. That's one big egg. She's an Andalusian.
Mm-hmm.
Her sister is in a major molt right now.
Yeah.
Now, that's the only egg I'm getting in there. The other flock, it's Lucy, of course, and a Cochin. I don't know which one yet. So the babies are not laying yet.
Right.
And I don't expect them to for another month or 2.
Yeah.
So
and then as soon as the winter solstice hits, especially my American girls, they will start slowly laying again.
right.
So I'll have eggs coming in again before January, but November and December, they're going to be thin on the ground.
Exactly. And on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. While you're there, hit that subscribe button because they count them and you never want to miss an episode.
If you're looking for other ways to help support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken or duck or goose loving friends about us.
Or quail.
Yeah. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thank you to our patrons. We love all of you. The other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes. Use our affiliate links and discount codes and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay!
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera.us.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like subscription boxes?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let me take a minute to tell you about the Chicken Love Box. If you love goodies for your chickens and you need to go to chickenlove.com.
I love the mega box. Tons of useful products for my flock and a chicken tea for me.
You can't go wrong with a chicken tea. They are so cute and so soft.
In the April box, I absolutely love the chick leg bands and the organic soap set with hen decoration.
I am loving the Chicken Spirit long sleeve tee, and those chick vitamins, they could save a chick for sure.
Boxes start at $39 a month. They ship immediately after your order, and shipping is always free.
Such a great deal. Don't wait. Get off the nest and click already. Use the code CWTCL50 for 50% off your first box of a 3-month subscription or more. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. There is a day that I'd like to be going through the hillsides of French and then I will be looking for this chicken after I listen to the Breed Spotlight. Yeah.
Oh,
Oui,
yeah.
oui.
Oh, yeah. I'm impressed. That was a good one.
Okay, this week's Breed Spotlight is
the French Copper Marans.
yes. So we
We love this chicken. that was good stuff. Okay. I got to pull myself together here.
That was like a chicken show tune.
That was a chicken show tune, man. Maybe even an operetta. That was great.
Now, I just came up with that too. I could do that and start claps at a soccer game. Those are my super talents.
Those are your superpowers.
Okay, so let's talk about the French Copper Marans because this chicken is a really pretty chicken.
Absolutely. For this spotlight, we are concentrating on the French Copper Marans. But for a history of the whole breed, you want to check out episode 125.
It's a good one.
We go back centuries in that spotlight, but the French Coppers are a more recent color variety.
They are. They're popular.
Their claim to fame, unlike you,
I have lots of claim to fame, baby.
Yes, you do. So many claims to the fame. Their claim to fame, besides their beauty, is their very rich, dark brown eggs.
Out of the Marans, they are known to be the darkest color eggs.
Yes, yes. Now, the French Copper Marans were developed in the late 1800s, and there was not a French standard adopted for them until 1931.
Okay.
So kind of late. This was after the Marans Club of France formed in 1929. French Coppers were also latecomers to the U.S. show scene. In fact, they were not accepted into the American Poultry Association Standard of Perfection until 2011.
Late.
Very late.
But, I mean, they've grown in popularity. They're beautiful. Mm-hmm. And they've kind of proven themselves, I think.
I'd say so. Sometime in the late 1800s, I want to say around 1880s, 3 French farmers, and I'm going to slaughter these names, so apologies in advance. Messieurs Defoucault, Saint-Hilaire, and Rouy. These guys imported crowed Langshan's into France to cross with their country Marans to make more of a dual-purpose bird.
We know the Langshan's a big bird, so they wanted that size.
Almost immediately after starting the crossbreeding, the farmers liked the offspring, and they started selecting for several traits. Among those traits were the larger body.
Yeah.
The lightly feathered legs.
Which also the Langshan's have.
Exactly. And the darker brown egg. At the time, Langshan's were known to lay dark plum or purpley brown colored eggs. This is the 1800s Langshan's.
Right.
Every now and again, you'll get a Langshan in modern day that lays that purple.
Right.
But
it's the equivalent to the golden egg.
Kind of. And that plum color had a direct influence on the Copper Marans egg. In fact, both the U.S. and the French breed standards still include dark brown eggs for this breed.
Yes, that's true.
And that's not the case with all birds.
Right.
So the French Coppers enjoyed a few decades of prosperity. Then they had to survive the First World War.
This is the age-old story of the chicken.
It is. They came through okay. And less than 10 years later, that Marans Club of France was created to help guide breeders with a breed standard. Unfortunately, World War II broke out in 1939, and it decimated humongous numbers of European livestock.
We talked about that over and over again.
Well, it was even worse for these guys because German troops occupied the Marans region, and the countryside was essentially destroyed.
Yeah, that's not good.
It took breeders another few decades of very hard work to gather the survivors and start bringing the Marans back toward their breed standard. It was the war that was responsible, or partially responsible, for the French Copper Marans coming to America. So returning GIs and immigrating soldiers would bring back eggs or even live birds.
Wait, how'd they get the live birds back? They smuggled them on?
I think, in the 40s, there wasn't the strict kind of, regulations for the USDA that there are now. So you could bring livestock in.
Right now?
Oh, that's a hard no.
No, that's
a hard no.
That bird's going to be quarantined for 6 months and everything else.
You can't even bring in livestock. You can't even bring in livestock of some species, like sheep. You can import semen, but you can't. That's our favorite drinking game when you hang out with breeders and they say semen.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, you can import semen, but you can't bring in livestock. Anyway, okay. They were moderately popular here in the U.S. for the next 50 years or so. And I say moderately popular. You probably saw them on the show circuit. There were people breeding them for the egg color, although it wasn't a thing. People weren't trying to seek out these eggs. And then Martha Stewart featured them on her TV show and in her magazine. If you don't know a lot about Martha, she is known.
You were living under a rock.
Well, you would be living under a rock.
If you don't know about Martha Stewart, come on. Everybody that's listening has got to know about Martha Stewart.
Martha is known for her love of heritage breed livestock and poultry. And she created a huge demand for dark Copper Marans eggs as well as blue Americana eggs.
Because people weren't aware at some point of all, this is during that time where people were just buying grocery store eggs.
So far divorced from where their food came from.
Right.
Yeah. Now, Martha, I mean, we need to be fair. Martha should really get the credit for starting the whole rainbow egg trend. That was her. She did that.
She did, because people, like I said, were stuck in that, I need to go to the store, get my eggs, and that was white eggs. That's all you had. I mean,
a dozen white eggs.
Right. And then the show you watched the show.
Love
it would
the show.
Come on, and we would all get the Martha magazines. That's one of the first home magazines that were out there.
I loved it.
And she did put that out there. Okay, so let's go into what the French Copper Marans look like. They're big and they're really pretty chickens. They've got a lot of oomph to them, coloring.
I think they're very
beautiful.
Elegant birds.
This is one that the hens actually look just really colorful.
Mm-hmm. They're beautiful. I really like them.
They're very, very pretty. Okay, so they have a black body and a gorgeous copper colored neck and head feathers. The roos have the copper saddle feathers, and look at those tails. The green sheen is on those tails.
Mm-hmm.
Both sexes have lightly feathered slate-colored legs and a medium/large comb and wattles. So everybody's an individual.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get what you get.
Right.
Some are medium, some are large. They have those red faces, red earlobes, and intense red eyes.
They do have quite a gaze on them.
They're going to look at you.
Uh-huh.
They're going to be like, look.
I am French.
Okay, so somewhere along the line between the 1800s and the 1930s, a blue variety of the French copper was created in France. And this is the one that I really like.
They're really pretty.
They are gorgeous. That's for sure. Now, they're beautiful and they also lay the dark eggs, but they are not APA accepted at this point.
Right.
Okay.
I can't imagine it'll be at some point they're going to be admitted, but not yet. As far as I know.
The standard calls for the French copper boys, the roos, to weigh in between 7 and 8 pounds. It's a pretty big boy.
It's a big boy.
And the hens to weigh in between 5.5 and 6.5. They're pretty big chickens.
That's a nice armful of hen love right there.
Yes, it is. Now let's go into laying stats. They are good layers. We know that they lay those dark chocolate colored eggs that everybody loves. Out of the Marans, like I was saying before, they have the darkest of the dark. Right. It's going to be an individual thing. So some eggs maybe for every individual hen might be a little different shade. So depending upon.
Right. You might have a hen who lays the absolute darkest egg and then another hen that lays them a shade lighter. They're still going to be dark brown.
Everyone's an individual.
Absolutely.
Okay. And they'll give you about an average of 180 to 200 eggs per year, which is a
respectable number.
Amount. And they have been known to go broody. Mm-hmm. Now, my cuckoo Marans do not go broody.
That's the reason we're doing the French copper
because they're different.
They're very different in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
French coppers are one of the breeds you want if you're after the darkest brown eggs possible. There are also a couple of other dark layers. I think the Pana de Sanka lays a dark brown egg. Some strains of Langshan, you'll get that sort of plum-colored egg. I want to say there are a couple of other dark egg layers that I can't think of off the top of my head. But as far as ready availability in the U.S., it's going to be the French coppers.
They're it.
Yeah.
They're the darkest of the dark.
They are most popular for the eggs. That's their thing. But they are also used for showing and as table birds.
Those blue coppers are absolutely beautiful because the heads are still the same as the black coppers, but that body is blue and they're all different colors across the board.
I think for me, I tend to lean in a bit to the black ones on this bird, even though I usually like the blue.
But the blue coppers, I love that the head is the same color and the body is that blue. They're gorgeous to me.
They are beautiful.
They're very eye appealing. They're eye candy in the chicken world to me.
Yes, I agree with that. I can see that.
They're really, really pretty. Now, they're still going to like to scratch and forage, and they need adequate space.
And stimulation to keep them out of trouble. Like, don't let these birds get bored.
Because they will turn into a flock bully. They're still a Marans, okay?
Right. I mean, they're very, very good with people. They may occasionally pick on the gentler breeds if they're bored, like you said, like the rest of the Marans. We know this. They are fairly cold hardy.
They are.
But you do need to protect those bigger combs from frostbite if the temps get too low.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think one of the most important things about the French Copper Marans is they're known to be even spicier than the other Marans. So you have to keep them stimulated. I think that's one of the most important things to remember. Keep things for them to do a little supervised free ranging, give them some hugs and keep them from turning into bullies.
I think if I were going to do French coppers, like, I like all the Marans. I think the cuckoos are pretty, but I love the Wheaten Marans and I love the French Coppers. I think if I were going to do that, I would probably mix them with maybe some spicier Mediterraneans and maybe some of the stronger Americans. I think that would make a nice flock.
I'll tell you who gets along really well after all this time is Poppy, the Plymouth Barred Rock, and Drusilla, the Cuckoo Marans.
They're about the same size and a similar temperament.
Even in looks.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the Rocks and the Marans kind of are a good pairing together because they're both kind of strong chickens.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, the hardier American breeds would go with the Marans, but they're awesome family birds. You just have to watch your flock dynamic.
Exactly.
And we've said this a million times. We all know you really can't see the Marans in your flocks. You have a goddaughter who's a Maran.
I know, and I do love them. When I do like the Marans, I like the black coppers, and I like the Wheatens. Like I said, I think the Wheatens are beautiful.
But your goddaughter's a cuckoo.
I don't have any plans to get a Marans anytime soon, but I'm telling you, if I were going to, I would go for the Wheatens and or the black coppers.
Drusilla, cover your ears. Aunt Holly's talking.
Drusilla's 3 acres away. She can't hear me. It's okay. I swear it's okay. But they're beautiful birds, you know, and we get the whole beautiful egg thing. So
now, the next question everybody's asking each other is, where do I get the French Copper Marans if I want them?
McMurray Hatchery.
Of course.
Straight to McMurray Hatchery.
Go run to McMurray Hatchery. They have a beautiful line of French Copper Marans. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, and you know, their catalog is out sometime in November, so keep your eyes out because those orders start to fill up fast.
You got to get what you want quick. You got to order it like in November almost because they sell out fast.
Start thinking about it right now. You know, if you want to skip a year, no big deal. If you definitely want to get chicks, though, give it a good think and decide what you want to do.
Exactly.
And as always, you can listen to our Breed Spotlights.
Now, if you have the black Copper Marans and you want to show them off, give a story on Instagram and hit that mention button and type our name in and then I'll reshare.
And the blues too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, the blue and the copper together is very striking.
It's so pretty.
They're really pretty. Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit MetzerFarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection. Roosty's proudly sponsors Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. They're back with an innovative new product. You're gonna want to check this out.
It's an extra large set, a 14-pound feeder and 3-gallon water with steep anti-roost lids. They're made of super durable material. You can either stand them on legs or hang them on brackets on your coop or fence. They're easy to remove and clean too. Plus, they look awesome.
We personally use Roosties and we're huge fans. So if you're raising chicks or keeping chickens, check out the Roosty store on Amazon or follow the link in our show notes. Okay, so we're ready to move on to main topic. Yeah.
This week's main topic, we are lucky enough to have Karen Holloway with us. Karen is the livestock and poultry feed manager for a local chain of feed stores that we use called The Mill.
Isn't it one of our favorite places in the whole wide world?
Absolutely. It's a destination feed store. Karen has been with The Mill for almost 30 years, which should be celebrated. They're so lucky to have you. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome to the table. How are you doing today on this Friday morning?
I'm doing just fine, just fine. Hopefully we'll get some sunshine back. That was so refreshing yesterday. Not that we're complaining about the much needed rain that we received the last few days, but no, things are good. Things are good.
Good.
That sun yesterday was like, I don't know. It was like heaven. All I could do was stand there and stare. Like I haven't seen the sun in 20 days.
All these people running around naked in the sun.
I wasn't going that far. Well, Karen, we have you with us today to talk about local feed stores. I'm sure there are people who are in very remote places that don't have a very local feed store. But we want to talk about some of the advantages, some of the resources you have available, and generally just share all of our love for shopping local.
The mill. Yes.
The mills.
So I want to start with the first question. I want everybody to I want you to tell all of our listeners a little bit about yourself. And do you have chickens?
Well, so I grew up on a livestock and crop farm in Hartford County, Maryland. So I came through the 4-H program, not with chickens. I was more on the cattle and hog side of things, but came through that program and have stayed very much involved in that as a volunteer. Went on to school, animal science degrees, and I worked for a while with Extension. And then I came to work here for the mill, where I've been for almost 30 years now. So I probably gave away a little bit in terms of my age, but I do not have chickens. However, I do, work pretty closely with more on the livestock side of things. But the chicken side of things, the poultry side of things has been a lot of fun as it's evolved over the years. So have really had a lot of fun with that and enjoyed watching that grow. There's definitely plenty of folks enjoying that. So it's great to be involved in that.
That means you were on the front line when the chicken boom started a few years back.
Yes, we were.
And I remember pulling up to the mill on chick days, and there was a line around the building, people waiting to get chicks.
Yes, we never imagined we would experience anything quite like that. It was a little daunting at times, but yes, we would have folks that waited in line for 2 and 3 hours for the chicks to arrive. And if we ran out before we got to the end of the line, it was just hated to have to do that to folks. But yeah, it was amazing to see just how much interest there was in that there for a couple of years.
So I feel like our listeners have heard and probably know the mill because we talk about the mill all the time on the show. We always are, when we go to the mill and we're here, the mill has this and this. And the one thing before we even started the podcast, all of my chickens came from the mill, and Holly and I would wait for you guys to drop your chick list.
We still do.
We still do. And call each other and be like, did you see the chick list, the mill's chick list? And check like every store location and say, okay, well, at this store, there's going to be this. So all of our chickens, most of our chickens are from the mill and McMurray Hatchery. And it's so funny. It's just a home. When I walk in, I feel at home. They know my name there. Everybody knows me. So, it's really nice.
Well, and I think that's definitely one of the positives about shopping local with your smaller locally owned stores, whether it's the mill or others. We, as folks working for the mill, do enjoy getting to know our customers. If you forget somebody's name, you can start to describe them, and the folks at the retail counter will say, oh, yeah, that's such and such. So it's really great to be able to have that kind of relationship with our customers. I think one of the other things that seems to work well with the smaller local owned feed stores, we have the opportunity to have a broad selection of products. We can maybe do special orders, not saying that we'll be able to find everything that everybody wants, but certainly can work on doing that. So, our goal is just to try and work with the customers and help out however best we can.
If you're a local listener, you need to be at the mill. For one thing, this is one main reason. I drive much further. I drive an extra 5-10 minutes to get to the mill because I don't have to load my food by myself or my shavings or my anything. You guys load it all in the car for all the customers, which is an amazing thing.
Right.
Oh, come on. That's a little upper body work.
I don't want that, man. I don't want that. I like to know
I'm gonna
I can pull up and it's going in my car. It's great.
I gotta burst your bubble right now. You got farm girl arms like me. You got muscle. Yeah.
But if I don't have to use it, that means I don't have to fake a lip to make a man or somebody else put it in my car for me. They just do it.
Wait, no, stop.
I've done it before. I've done it before.
Do I know you? You fake a limp?
Well, I try to look a little older than I am because I don't want to lift the feed bags. That's why the mill is amazing.
I don't even know what to do with this information. I can't. I got to file this away for later. So, Karen, I will say that over the years, and I love this, over the years, I've seen so many times during chick days, employees helping someone put together a chick kit. And that's so important to have someone say, okay, you've never had chicks before. You need this and this and this and this and this, and here's why. Is that something you train employees on, or are they just that great that they just do it automatically?
Well, maybe a little bit of both. But definitely, because a lot of the employees that we get now maybe don't raise chickens. We sell such a broad selection of products within our stores: lawn and garden, pet, livestock, poultry, lawn, turf grass, and fertilizer, and so forth. So, we may not necessarily be able to hire folks that have chickens themselves, but we do work to try and train whoever's working for us on the retail side, give them kind of the tools that they need to understand the customers, to understand what the customers need. And so, yes, putting together something like that. And, again, whether it's chickens or on the lawn and garden side of things, we do train employees to certainly be able to relay that information to customers as well. So we think that's really important. Another one of the positives of dealing more locally, that, we do the service factor and the knowledge and expertise factor is something we really focus on and hopefully do a good job at to try and help our customers.
It's excellent. Yeah.
We love it. We absolutely love it. And we've helped this year with one of the resources that you put out there for first-time chicken owners, and it's called Chick Night. And it's a really nice thing that the show puts on. You put enough out online. Not the show puts on. The show does not put it on.
No.
The mill puts it on, and you come on out we went to Jarrettsville Fire Hall, and you bring in Twain Lockhart from Neutrino. We came in, and we help educate people that are getting chicks for the first time. And I think that's setting someone up for success. That's setting somebody up to understand that you are a local resource for them, not only just to sell feed, but to educate and to help bring in resources, even from in the community like us, to help educate them. So that's great.
Right. And like I said, we do have employees that do raise chickens. And, if they're involved in that, they're going to take home the newest products and try it out and say to customers, hey, guess what? This is a new product and I tried it at home. It really worked. Book knowledge is great, but expertise and experience certainly adds. And, I think we have a wealth of that as well. So
I think it's nice for people who are just starting out to be able to ask what they think are stupid questions, but we know there's no really stupid questions. These are really important things. That might be some fear they have that, just talking to someone, whether it's at the Chicks Night Out event or a store employee, and they can say, no, that's okay, and here's why. It's really, really reassuring if you're just starting off with animals. A lot of people, poultry is their gateway into the rest of farming.
And knowing that the information that you're putting out there is reliable, because we know social media groups are not reliable. So putting that information out from someone that's creditable, that knows the stuff, whether, it's an employee or bringing somebody else in, that goes a long way in the community. And putting really good information out there is another amazing aspect of the mill.
Right. Well, and, basically the mill family, the ownership of the mill, grew up in Harford County. And, many of us who work for the mill have been, within the same locale for a number of years, whether it's our Bel Air location or any one of our other 6 locations. So we are us, our employees in the business itself is very much ingrained into the communities. We want obviously the best for our customers, want things to work well within the community. And, we're very, confident in the fact that we try to be a good member of the community because we live here, we work here, we're part of it.
So, Karen, you mentioned earlier the fact that you'll special order feed for people or try to special order feed for people if it's not there. And I think that a lot of folks don't know that their local feed stores may be able to do this. What are some of the other services that the mill provides that are maybe things that people shouldn't be afraid to ask their local feed store about?
Okay, well, from our standpoint, I guess one thing that we didn't touch on, I know we talked quite a bit about the fact that We will load your vehicle when you're here so that you don't have to. For folks that maybe don't always want to come to the store to shop, we offer delivery services. And we basically offer delivery services within about a 125-mile radius of Bel Air.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So we pretty well cover all of Delaware, all of the Eastern Shore, southern New Jersey, the southern tier of Pennsylvania, and out as far as.
So you would deliver to Holly Ann?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, actually, the mill at Bel Air used to, when we were all at the farm, the family farm, we used to get mill deliveries until the truck slid down the hill backwards in a snowstorm. And we were like, we'll just come and get it now. Anyway, sorry, Karen, we didn't mean to interrupt you. Another story. So that's a really far delivery range.
Yeah. So we basically set up our route trucks so that, in a given day, we're going to a certain area. It's a $14 delivery charge if it's the smaller orders that are on the route trucks. We also have deliveries if not related to chickens necessarily, but if somebody's looking to get hardwood heat pellets, for example, or pallet quantities of something, we do have a flatbed truck with a forklift that can unload. The initial delivery that I was talking about is just route trucks that require a minimum $50 purchase, and it's a $14 delivery charge. So that seems to work well for a lot of people. And again, it's kind of set up on a given day. So if anybody has questions about that, you can contact our Bel Air store and we could give you some more information on that. So delivery service, curbside orders, or you can call in ahead and just pick up when you get here and so forth. Other services that, may not be related directly to chickens. We do have an agronomy division within the company. And, with that, we would tie in maybe pastures. And if you've got folks that are free ranging their chickens, pasture and grass and so forth might tie in there. So we have certified agronomists that may work along those lines. We have somebody that works on the turf side specifically for those lawn and garden customers. So again, it's a lot of various different services that we offer to meet not only the needs of the poultry folks, but a wide variety of others. And with the question in terms of special orders, our actual feed lineup, we carry everything from our own mill branded products, which are going to tend to be very good quality, but probably more economical in terms of cost. We carry multiple national brands. And, everything from, again, just the very quality product up to a premium line, up to if somebody's looking for non-GMO or organic, we even have options there. So whether we're talking poultry feeds, livestock, horse feeds, we have multiple different brands and qualities and, options.
Our favorite line of Nutrina food comes right to the mill. We get all of our Nutrina products right through you. So you have
Correct.
Everything Nutrina that you need there too.
Yes.
Also, well, I've gotten many deliveries of this over the years, fencing and building supplies for
building that run. That's where all of my supplies came from.
My sheep fencing, all of those
exactly.
things.
Yes.
Fence posts, etc. And I don't get these all year round, but we get our seed from you to reseed our sheep fields.
Mm-hmm.
And in the winter, if we want to grow some fodder for either the sheep or the poultry, it's going to be even more important now that we have geese. The mill has really economical bags of whole grains for sale that you can use for sprouting and growing fodder, right?
Correct. Yes, we would have like the VNS rye grain, wheat, oats. So yes, we've got those as well.
And lots of classes.
Pasture mixes.
And lots of classes to help people and to teach them how to do these things.
Right. Yes. Throughout the year, we have various classes at each individual store. We'll put on various classes. We talked about earlier the Chicks Night Out programs that we'll have coming up again in March to talk about raising chickens. We have a wild bird dinner next week. Let's see, there's a whole list of various things that we have throughout the year. And then, of course, our website, we have blog posts and lots of information on the website as well, in addition to online ordering now, too. So
you also have some really fun chicken lady or farm lady stuff, anything from like farm themed rugs and Breyer model horses to Christmas ornaments, just fun little things in there.
And Joe's Father's Day card came from there because it had a giant chicken on it.
Right. gifts and greeting cards. Yes, all sorts of goodies. And that changes kind of throughout the year, based on what holiday might be coming up, whether it's spring, fall, winter, just you never know what you might find. So we do have gift sections in addition to the whole works, the feed and everything. So lots of goodies that you can come across.
Marigold seeds so you can grow them for your chickens, and then
Correct.
the individual little sets so that you can start the starter seeds, everything that you need. This is why we like local, because the resources are endless. So if you are local to the area of Hartford County, Northern Baltimore County, with anywhere within 120 miles, because it can be delivered to you, check out the mill. Go to their website. Check out their chick list when it comes out. It's fun to see what chicks are coming, what week, turkeys, everything. You have pheasants that you get in, everything.
Right.
I think the takeaway here is don't be afraid to talk to the folks in your local feed store and ask them what services they have available. Maybe something they don't have, but they'll be willing to try to get it for you.
Right. Yes. And I think that's, again, like I said, that's something that if we may not be able to get everything, but certainly if it's something that we can source for you, we'll do our best. And hopefully we can send you away with what you need and want, and you'll be happy to come back again.
I'm going to put in a personal plea here. More heritage breed chickens, please.
Okay, I will note that and we'll work on that.
Thank you, Karen. It has been delightful talking to you. We learned a lot of stuff that...
But we didn't ask Karen the question we ask everybody.
Oh, silly me.
Here we go. Every guest that's on the show gets this question.
Okay.
What is your favorite breed of chicken?
My favorite breed of chicken.
Or you can have more than one, to be fair.
Okay.
We do.
I would say probably the Orpington family, just because they're sweet little, they can become just like your best buddy.
Yeah. Big, fluffy, huggy lap chickens. We love Orpingtons too.
Okay, so the story is out there. Everybody knows how I got my first chickens, but it was 4 Buff Orpington chickens, the last 4 that were left at the Whitehall store?
Yeah.
Okay, Black Horse, right?
No, not the Black Horse.
Whiteford, then.
Whiteford, the Whiteford store. 10 plus years ago, my little girls and I, they're all grown up, one's in college now. We're like, should we get them? And there were another breed, and then somebody came in and looked at me and said, no, go with the 4 Orpingtons. And they lived, 2 of them lived like 10 years. And we said, Daddy's not going to be happy, but we still got them. We got it all happened in that store. That's where the magic all started.
Karen, it has been an absolute delight having you on. I learned some things that I didn't even know that you had available at the mill, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and we want to encourage everyone to shop local. Get to know the people at your local feed store.
Okay, so we just want to say thank you so much for spending this hour with us today. It's been so much fun. It was so great meeting you in March, and we look forward to partnering more with you guys over at the mill. It's going to be a fun time.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed this myself.
Thank you. We'll talk to you later, Karen. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. We just want to thank Karen one more time, and really the whole crew at the mill, for taking time to talk us through why we want to shop local, the resources available at your feed store. We are so lucky that we have the mill.
We love you over at the mill.
We do.
We love ourselves some the mill. Okay. Let's move on to
cracking the eggs.
Cracking those eggs. This one I kind of came up with.
You did, and then I developed it from your idea.
My idea. Because it's stir fry. I like a lot of stir fries.
Oh, yeah. This is delicious.
And I do like Thai food, too.
Oh, me too.
So
it's some of my favorite.
Thai-inspired pumpkin and egg stir fry. Now, it's really different. It's a different way to use your eggs. And you don't need a ton of eggs.
No. I mean, we call for 4 eggs, thinking that this is going to serve 4 people.
Right.
But you can tailor it how you want it.
Right. If you have 1 egg, make it with 1.
It's really healthy. It is delicious. It cooks up in about half an hour or so. If you don't have pumpkin, you can use butternut or most other winter squashes or sweet potatoes. I've made it with sweet potatoes, and it's so good. You can also add broccoli or other veg if you want to, beef it up a little bit.
I think you can just put pumpkin with a whole bunch of veg in there and add it.
We just served this over steamed rice with a little bit of hoisin sauce, and it was great.
Okay, so let's go through the ingredients. A small pumpkin or kabocha squash, about 2.5 pounds.
Give or take, yeah.
3 large garlic cloves minced. 1 tablespoon of that fish sauce. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce or gluten-free soy sauce. 1 to 2 cups of water and 4 eggs lightly beaten. Now, we're also going to do some 1/4 teaspoon ground pepper, white or black. That you can do to taste.
Yeah.
And some olive oil.
You want to peel the squash and cut it into small cubes, around 1 inch.
Mm-hmm.
Heat the oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the garlic and saute for a minute or two until it's starting to get soft. Add in the squash, the fish sauce, and the soy sauce, along with enough of the water to cover the squash. Bring it to a boil. Then you're going to allow the squash to steam until it is cooked through and the water has almost evaporated.
You don't want it too mushy.
No. This will take about 12 to 15 minutes.
Right.
Literally, it's pretty well done when the water's almost gone. It's pretty easy.
Right.
Push the squash to the sides of the pan. You're going to pour those eggs into the center and stir them about rapidly until they're just cooked, like 2 minutes maybe. Stir everything together. Season with your salt and pepper. Serve it over steamed rice or rice noodles and enjoy. It's really delicious.
Enjoy. You got dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to serve it.
The leftovers are good.
Serve it to your bestie and talk chickens. Listen to the podcast. So try it. You might like it. Send us pictures because it's a really pretty dish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're ready to move on to retail therapy. Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy, we are talking Rooster Booster vitamins because this could be helpful to someone.
Right.
And to chickens.
Right.
And to let you know that they are out there.
Right.
And kind of how you're going to use them because there's a lot of misconception about at least one of them.
Right. So Rooster Booster makes a whole family of additives.
Right.
So they have basic vitamins and probiotics.
Right.
They have vitamin B12.
So they have the powder that you add to the water or the granules that you add to the food.
Right.
Those are the basic vitamin and mineral, kind of like when we talk about Nutri-Drench.
Right.
This is in the powder form.
Mm-hmm.
So those are really good.
Right.
And actually, I forgot about it for a while.
It's easy to because there are so many good choices now, but they're on the shelf in most feed stores, whether it's local or big store. There's also Poultry Cell.
That's the one that brings up some confusion. So let's explain Poultry Cell.
Well, Poultry Cell, it definitely has a lot of vitamins and minerals present, and it helps to beef up your animal.
It has iron in it, though.
But iron is the big thing. It's high in iron. It's called Poultry Cell because it's meant to help as a blood booster with anemia, things like that. People might use it before a show to get their bird looking glossy.
Right. And also the times that you would use that would be like if you're having a mite or lice problem and you have animal or you have like the bugs that are drawing blood off your chickens or they're a little anemic or if they're carrying a big load of parasites, that can make them anemic. If you notice that their combs and wattles are very, very pale, that might be a time to give them a dose of the Poultry Cell. Now the Poultry Cell, it's stronger than regular vitamins with that iron in it. So you don't want to overdo that and you don't want to use it unless there's anemia.
Right. Like I said, the show community will use it in small amounts.
Yeah.
And some people will use it here and there. But if you're just trying to put your bird on vitamins for a few days, you can probably save the Poultry Cell.
Go to the Poultry Booster.
In fact, if you use Poultry Cell too long, you do risk upsetting your bird's digestion because iron is very hard to digest.
It's hard on people. It's hard on animals. So go to the Rooster Booster's Poultry Booster if you want to get vitamins.
Right.
Okay, so the third choice is something that we both have, and we actually have Poultry Cell, we have Rooster Booster, and we have vitamin B.
Right.
Now, they do have B12, which is good for across the board a lot of other things.
It's a nice thing to use if there's some slight neurologic issues or some lameness issues where it could be like a weakness, not just say a sprain, but some kind of weakness going on.
Right.
It can really help beef them up.
Yeah. If you're having a problem with something like laying, something like that, we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So check out Rooster Booster. It's everywhere on the internet. It's at Tractor Supply. You might need it one day and your chickens might need it. Okay. So should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week, we are spotlighting one of the best layers of all time, the khaki Campbell duck.
Oh, yes. And they don't wear khaki pants.
No, they don't. We have Bryce and Amy Van Leuven from the Good Egg Brush Company joining us. We're going to talk a little bit more about bacteria on your eggs. You want to hear this one?
Love them.
Cracking the eggs, pumpkin oatmeal cookies.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Perfection. And retail therapy, this is fun. Ducks on nests.
To go with your chickens on a nest. Okay, so what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts. If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. Thanks for listening.